Savior Bandit, and nobody said like, wait a second. Wait a second.
I just looked at the last map, honestly, so next time. Do you want to go? So Consulate is where we're going. My thoughts on Consulate are we saw QConfirm lose at 2-7 to Giants, not a great stat. We haven't actually seen Cyclops play it thus far in the league so far. There you go, but they're the ones who decided to take us here. In fact, there's like no info on Cyclops, so a bit of a dark horse from their perspective.
All right, we have so little time, so let's just go with it. What do people think about this game? Interaction at R6 Esports APAC. You can't do it anymore today, but we still want to hear it. There it is. Ooh, baby. 85% for Cyclops, the Japanese team. Honestly, I think a lot of people still underestimate QConfirm, but we'll leave the talking to them in the server as always. Let's kick it over to our casters. Last match of the evening and this first phase, or second phase of stage 1 of APAC North. It's Jess and Hap, all yours.
A bit more light in room, but we have a more important matchup here, Jess. It is the one that will decide who is going to the mini major. The winner of this one will qualify for top 6, because right now it's number 6 and 7 playing together in a matchup to the death to find out who's getting that 6 invitational points, and of course the opportunity to put themselves up on that big stand.
Well, it's also the very last Playday of Stage 1 for all of us EUL and APAC North casters. And the analyst who will finish it off at the end will be able to send you guys off until we see you again for the upcoming mini-majors. But for now, let's bring ourselves back to this particular matchup here on Consulate. We've seen a lot of it today. It's starting to become a bit more of a popular map, but I think it's because the players are trying to get rid of the strong maps of other teams, and it's sort of leaving these peripheral maps left over.
Consulate, of course, also a map that favors more aggression. As the Nomad gets banned, you're potentially seeing a Valkyrie ban by either QConfirm or Cyclops as well. Most likely by QConfirm as they start on the attack.
Yeah, the Nomad ban's a pretty particular one. Something that you'll see most teams get rid of, especially if you're likely to start on defense. It just gives you that leg up to provide aggression from jump outs, etc. This one's an interesting one, however, and I don't think I've seen a Dokkaebi ban at all this stage in APAC North, unless I'm wrong. Just looking back on those ban stats. So that's going to be one of those first sort of bans, or maybe even second if it has already gone out earlier on in the stage. QConfirm taking their sweet time to decide exactly what operators they're going to get rid of. It's going to be a Valkyrie ban to follow up.
As I said, most likely on QConfirm as they start on the attack, and at least Cyclops with banning something to their liking. And it will be nice try. Okay. Understandable.
That's good for downstairs.
Yeah, it's definitely well, good for QConfirm on the downstairs right now to start things off with. The Cyclops, of course, will have that advantage as well as soon as they go over to the attack.
Well, we'll see where they pick to start off on their first site. Cyclops starting on defense. They're going to go downstairs to begin with, and I wonder whether or not this clash is going to be 6th pick off of. We don't see Cyclops rock shields like we do, you know, other teams are constantly seen either on attack or defense use them, but they're going to pick it up anyway. Not a surprise to see the mirror as well, a very strong operator for the downstairs site. And Echo back in play. Really?
Mirror
I think the security mirror...
Yeah, it's the only one that really is like, yeah. Yes, that one I agree with, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on Mirror and Consulate. It's like the one map where I would say, let's not run a Mirror.
I think for the downstairs side, especially where you see A Gator reinforcing right now, that's such a powerful Mirror. And a lot of teams, for whatever reason, don't deal with it. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I often think they should keep it in their pocket in case the push changes to a cafeteria push instead. Or we've seen that attempted as well. So there's multiplicity of ways in which you can use a mirror, but pretty much only on this site and the split site. And I say that, but I mean, you could do a bathroom hold as well. There's so much you can do with the mirror on this side, especially if you bring it back to, you know, the OG days of Mirror doing those bathroom holds. So we can't downplay her in total. And actually, is that what Gatterard is setting up to do?
Yes, that's indeed what he's doing. Like the split side, I think that's the most overpowered one. as people would say, overpowered, because you place one onto Harry Potter. He plays the other one in boiler, and there's literally nothing they can do on horizontal level. They need to go for the top floor, and then you just use these 2-4s, and you know you're safe. So, anyway, enough theory crafting. It's QConfirm to have the double entry inside of admin, pushing through, and you see Suzu dancing with them, just falling back just as much as they progress, with the opportunity to, of course, come back to side and try and waste as much time as they possibly can.
Quite strange that QConfirm would be... Oh, that's my favorite angle!
No way.
That is my favorite angle, because generally you'll see the Pulse player play down there when they need a C4, and you can toss a grenade through or peek the drone hole, but guess what? It's going to be Black Ray on the Echo that goes down. No more plant denial other than C4s now. And there we go, Suzu C is going to be pushed all the way back to site, or is he? Funlex takes him out. And that's a really good start here for QConfirm. Aniton, one of the lowest rated players for his team, is being demoted to the shield. And he's going to have to do a heck of a lot of work here, as there's only 2 real guns left on the side of Cyclops.
Keep in mind, when we said at the start of the season the top 3 would be Cyclops, Giants, and Fnatic, not per se in that order. If QConfirm win this, it's only going to be Giants that ends up at that major. This is the opportunity to win it in that case. The other 5... would be not really as expected as Gatherada. Able to use that mirror window. No, actually, not even a mirror window. Just ran straight into bathroom and got slaughtered for it. Okay.
Before I was rudely interrupted by that beautiful shot into the drone hole by Healthcare, I was saying how it's quite strange that QConfirm, especially when they pushed top floor, they weren't really following live drones. They'd followed the intel from the pre-place drones, but nothing really after that. So I think this might be their downfall here on attack.
It could be indeed. Hajime. Push through flashbangs being tossed in. C4 raining in. Able to get that kill, and now using his X-Kairos to open up the hatch as well. Try and make some quick work of it. There's only 2 members left on the likes of Cyclops. One of them is that Clash, the other one is the Bandit. Meaning only 1 effective gun, and right now the kill comes in, and that means it's only up to Aniton right now. Decides to try and hide himself in this corner. This could be proving round winning. If he picks up 1, turns around to get the second as well, puts his shield up as he's reloading, knows that 1 is right behind him. It's gonna be like Host that comes in from the side. Aniton almost playing that into perfection as he turns around for the player that was peeking through the garage door. It was like Hollis he did not know about. Oh, man.
I said there was only 2 real guns. I take it back. Love to be proven wrong, because the real gunner there was a Newton on the Clash. Love that for him. He was able to have such a very strong impact with such a small mag. Looks like he'll quickly switch over to Mirror at the last second, possibly because he wants the 6th pick. But they'll go back downstairs, retry that a second time, and the 6th picks will come out. 1 kill for every single member of QConfirm. That's a team ace. He'll go back to the Clash and produce a boom. He'll decide to go over to the Sledge.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Sledge coming in, no Mirror. Mirror not really working out that much. Is the counter the Mev? That is not there. Could be. Rehost. Huh? Soundbug.
Oh, well, that's well within QConfirm's rights. Generally, you can call a rehost within the first 30 seconds, as long as no one's taken damage, etc. And as a result, you're back to our faces, so welcome.
Hi.
We'll have those sounds slowly muffle out as, there we go, there's the nice background music.
Yeah, it's the waiting music. We're in the elevator now, you know, we're going, waiting.
If elevators played this type of music, I'd be very impressed, because for the most part, for the most part, every elevator I've ever been in makes me want to fall asleep. So
it's like you're sitting here. It's like, what's going to happen? I think the music is building up to something. What's going to happen?
It does. It sounds rather menacing.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
break something down for me. Break something down for me about that.
What do you want to break down? Yeah. About the music or about the round that we just had? Okay. I was going to say we have 1 round.
Team Ace.
Team Ace. The kill into the Echo and Harry Potter through the drone hole.
That was brilliant.
That's a good one. the mirror not really having the effect, so I'm like, yes, you know.
You
like,
say that, but she
go.
did manage to get a kill from doing the bathroom hole with the mirror, so
that is true.
It's not to say that it probably didn't have effect.
Well, was it the mirror window? Because he just ran inside. He ran inside
well,
the
that's
bathroom.
the thing, and I think that's something we could probably break down a little bit while we've got a little bit of a break here until that rehost, goes on. I think the big thing was that I was happy to see so many pre-placed drones from QConfirm, gave them quick entry into, top floor admin, etc. But then mid-round, their droning was almost non-existent. You could see them with, I guess, sheepishly checking corners, face-checking corners that aren't droned because of the way that they're peeking them. The way they're running into certain sections of the map, you can tell that they're not confident they're clear.
If there is a mirror window inside of bathroom, you're not going to be running in expecting no one to be there. Like,
maybe they thought the number count promoted them rotating back to site. Maybe they thought the hatch was open, as is often considered pretty default for defenders, is to have that hatch open, allow them to drop down when things start to get hectic on site.
Possibly. I don't know. I just wouldn't expect them to give a bathroom that easily, especially if no one comes in and contests it. Then you keep it because you have that vertical control.
Yep.
I just don't know why he ran in there. Like, what was the idea behind it? Like, did
you're
he
really
flashbang
hanging
him, maybe?
on him, aren't you?
I know. I just don't know because I'm seeing him on top of the hatch laying dead, and I'm like, how did you get here first of all, and why? Like, I don't know. But that's to me like you're losing someone unnecessarily when you have a man advantage.
Well, that's a good start off for QConfirm. I think if we go back to their previous matchups as well, it can give us a little bit of an indication as to what we should expect from QConfirm. Their last matchup was against Cloud9 on Oregon, where they went 3-7, losing to Cloud9, of course, 7-3. So I think for them, and what did they manage to do? They managed to pull three rounds on defense, and I think that was consecutively even, and they won 0 of their attacking rounds. So
could be.
I think this already bodes pretty well for QConfirm, is that they struggle with their attacks on a map like Oregon. Not that it's anywhere near comparable to something like Consulate, but we can sort of try and make some comparisons. That, winning one of their attacking rounds now probably bodes pretty well for them. First round, of course, what can you say? They got a good pick onto the Echo as well, so it's hard to say.
Every round counts in the end, right? And I mean, like, the Echo died early, sure. Was it eventually round deciding? I don't think so, because they just outgunned every single one of them eventually. They knew where they were, they droned them out, they get the flashbangs in, and they went for it. So I don't think that the Echo one was that impactful. Yes, it's an extra gun. Maybe that promoted Cyclops to be a bit more passive, whilst QConfirm did the complete opposite. But I'm not sure. There's also not much more we can analyze right now, because we only have one round.
Right, well, if we bring it back to Cyclops now, we've harped on about QConfirm. Let's bring it back to Cyclops, and I think that I can hear us loading back into the lobby, so this is good.
That would be
very
great.
Possibly I don't need to harp on anymore. Oh, let's go. Back into Consulate. QConfirm versus Cyclops. Last ever Playday here for Stage 1 of APAC North. And of course, this means that these two teams are fighting tooth and nail to get that top 6 position, because if they do, that nets them the spot in the mini-major.
The win is all they need, Jess.
That's it. No ties either, so
no,
you really
someone
gotta...
is going home with that spot today. That's for sure. I'm quickly going to check on my maps to actually make sure it's correct.
Well, you're the numbers guy, man. I always look to you. Well, when I say you're the numbers guy, you're at least the points guy that turns around and says, hey, this is what we expect these teams to finish if they win today. And, yeah.
It's gonna be a tough one, because right now they're number 6 and 7 in the total phase, but they're also number 5. No, they're also number 6 and 7 in the phase. So it's will be a tough one. Let me get the other one open. All right. So right now QConfirm is finding themselves at 6th place. They have a tiebreaker of 15. Cyclops find themselves at 7th place. They have a tiebreaker of 30. Now, if they win, they will be competing with Cloud9, Fav, and Guts Gaming, who have respective tiebreakers of 14, 14, and 10. Now, you got to keep in mind that their tiebreaker will increase with about 3 points as well. And in the meantime, Black Ray will be able to get a point. So, another kill to come in. All right, Kang is fighting back. Jess, as I'm trying to figure out whether or not the winner indeed will be going through or if QConfirm is safe. I think I have to back that up. The winner will go through. And Black Ray.
Hello?
What? Producer Boom, hello. Double kill. They lined up there. And then we just rattled on for a minute. Or I rattled on, rather. And there's going to be 5 people left. 4.
I don't even know what just happened. There was 45 seconds. Diffuser going down from Funlex. He just wants to pad the stats because surely he doesn't live through this against a shield and 2 players. He'll start pre-firing out. But no one gives him an opportunity. There goes one. He'll need to get another. And there's a clash bouncing off of him at the moment. And that's an easy kill. He might even zap him to death. I would if I was him. Oh,
I didn't go for zap. Yeah,
the big thing there, the huge thing there was that Black Ray was able to redeem himself from getting shot through the drone hole last round. It was almost like he was fired up and just wanted revenge. Went to the admin windows and said goodnight. Someone else repelled into admin. They goodnighted him as well. Unbelievable the response, the very aggressive response that Cyclops had to losing the last round. I don't know, maybe they just said to the team, let's go. Let's just fire up.
The round took about a minute. About 60 seconds.
That's a very fast round.
It's a very fast round, and then in that case, 8 people died. And the diffuser got diffused. So that's a quick one to take in. Maybe Kang wanted to get us back on schedule, you know, after that little rehost. Of course, we're already bad schedule because we're supposed to be done at 6, and hey, here we are just starting out with the last matchup. But it doesn't matter because we're here for you, Bravo stream. We are making
we
sure
love
that
you, Bravo.
We're making sure that the dust not like settles up too much, you know.
Pulse in hand for Gutterata. That's not going to be one of the most important operators here. And Newton, he's off the shield. He's got a C4. He's got a real weapon in hand. Although, not that he really needs a real weapon, considering what he did with the SPS MG9. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Ah, yes! Woo! See, I didn't tongue-tie there. Every time I go to say it, just not working out for me. Nonetheless, C4 in hand. Multiple C4s and 3 in the hands of Cyclops. They could play verticality strong if they do decide to roam downstairs. And with a pulse in hand as well, they'll know if anyone is repelling outside and to what direction. That's why Gatherada will probably play an Archives or Visa. For QConfirm now, the big thing will be droning effectively or using Yana Gemini clones to do it appropriately.
Alright. Pest being deployed, cams being taken out. So default stuff on either side. As the drone Hajime will go in first. Gonna find out whether or not the lobby is clear. Maybe antechamber from there on as well. QConfirm, they're just taking it slow. They're trying to get the control they need. And looking at the setup chest, what do you think their take is going to be looking like?
I mean, you have 2 of your fraggers, the diffuser over towards admin. You've got a Hibana in hand, which is probably the most telling factor of this push, is that they would do a projector push. You wouldn't bring a Hibana for a yellow stairs push. You would absolutely bring it for a projector push. Just that once they have printer, they'll be able to X-Skyra open the back of the wall into projector, and that's usually the telling part. Oh no!
Go. Ooh, Anderson taking a lot of damage there. It's a lot of damage as we're trying to cut back. It's a very important game. They don't want to be making too much of an aggressive play on either side. There's a lot on the line here for these teams, and they know that as well. And these games are often like the messiest, I must almost say, because people start making mistakes, and well, Black Ray gets that kill onto Producer Boom. That's your buck gone. Although the verticality you might be able to utilize, no longer there for you. And these Cyclops with 1 man up, as QConfirm trying to continue their push, putting in a Gemini as well, but will it be enough?
What Lycolis needs to do is get his team to help him push out this Wamai from Projector. Obviously, they're trying to use a lot of their utility, and smokes will even be wasted to do so. And now, if they can get rid of the Wamai in Projector, they'll have A control. I'm not sure if he's still there or not, and a smoke will rain out. Looks like Funlex is able to get Suzuki in. A Gator, he just does not want to be moved out of this position. Healthcare will get Gutterata now, and this means bad news here for QConfirm as they're firing back. 2v2, 40 seconds left. It's up to Black Ray and Anderton, who are on very low health to go against almost full HP QConfirm players. C4, likely from a dead player. And now the plant is down, but this retake is very possible here. If they push in together, they can make this happen, but oh no. A solo peek from Hajime. Onto BlackRay means that it's up to a breath of wind to blow Aniton over. No shield this time. No C4.
No C4 indeed, and he knows he's going to be around here. It goes to the pig! And the pre-fire headshot! He just shot because it was going off the angle.
I didn't even see the shot.
That was not even intentional. He just clicked his mouse as he swooped off. And at that very moment he walked in. If you talk about timing, this is it. This is not skill. Well, I'm not going to say this is not skill. This is not a reflex. This is just pressing mouse 1 at the moment the guy walks in and you go off the angle.
On my screen, I didn't even see him press mouse 1. Even to the point where I've got to ask you, was it a one tap?
Yeah, it was one bullet. He fired one bullet.
And the way he looked back after he got the kill, you can tell he had no idea what he had just done. No idea that that was the effect that that one tap bullet on the angle that, well, he didn't expect anyone to really be holding, given no one peeked him. Whew, that's one for the clips folder, that's for sure.
He tapped it, wanted to go for the diffuser, and then realized, oh, I saw someone. Looked back and saw him, realized he killed him. With that one bullet he shot. And just went up to that defuse. A breath of wind could take him away, but just a single click.
That could be a mini major round right there. That could have been them.
Yeah, that could. If you're looking back in like a couple of rounds and it'll be coming up to like 6-5 or something for Cyclops and they win it there. This round that you just saw, that one shot, that one click could have been what got him into that mini major.
Ooh. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. That's so close. That kind of retake, especially when you do 1v1s like that on no health, is not favorable. You should never win that. And if you're QConfirm, you should never lose that. Another spawn peek? Do they get away with this as well? Surely not. Will he take his life? Oh no, he misses, and that's just purely out of the fact that that debris was a little bit too sheltered on the windowsill. Good for QConfirm, however. But quite possibly, given the position of this diffuser, maybe they'll do a yellow stairs push this time, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're going to wait for picks.
They might wait for picks. I cannot wait until they have like a super slow-mo of that one shot to come through. I just want to see it again. Please replay. This is the time. As like Cole is getting ready into the bathroom window, this surely indicates a yellow stairs push. Jess, sorry, I just made you Jesh, but
Jesh.
Hey, Jesh.
I can be Jesh. My brother's name is Josh, so it's close enough.
So if you mash them together, anyway, Aniton, first one to fall will be finished up with a pistol. It was already DBNO, so don't worry about that one. Hajime now. On the upside down rappel, QConfirm slowly grabbing control.
Well, that's a much better start here for QConfirm. Getting the initial pick, but Suzuki, a couple of bursts of the SMG-11 onto the head of Hajime. That's going to take out a very key member of QConfirm. With that balcony presence gone, someone now will have to rotate to get top floor control over Projector. I don't think they've got any other defenders hiding up there still. Did they drop? Yes, they did. And little to QConfirm's knowledge, they have top floor control now, but they're taking ever so long to work that out. Actually, Suzuki's at the top of Visa stairs, but he can back out at any notice.
He can indeed. Right now, BlackRay getting quite some information, knows where this diffuser is currently at. Drone out shortly, surely. And right now it's just 1 minute left, but no one has given out any ground or any opportunity to go for a peek, and as that happens, Funlax will be baiting out with the diffuser, with the lunchbox as we call it sometimes, or I call it rather. I call us to go for cover. Lantern will go down. No response from BlackRay, who is on that pulse, not a C4 or anything to come out. Gator will go down, and then the M110 comes in from BlackRay. Kank is on the retake mode. They've done it once before, and they're going to be able to do it yet again. As Healthcare and Producer Boom, they're the ones that have to hold up on this diffuser. 20 seconds. They need to start pushing now. Smoke and is being tossed out, but it's going to be Healthcare to pick up the kill right there onto Suzu. It'll be Black Ray right now that has to go for this body block. No, he's going for the defuse instead, of course, because Gatorada has like the full HP, and he does have the, I was going to say the actual automatic rifle, but then they come in with the skeleton key and clean them both up. Producer Boom using that shotgun anti-personnel is not really meant for it, but it works just fine. They bring in the round count up to 2-2.
I'm just, you can hear me clicking away at my keyboard because I'm just begging production to bring back that one tap, but in slow-mo, because I missed the one bullet. I must have blinked at that time. I'm still feeling the absolute goosebumps from that shot. It was a beautiful shot. But speaking of it, got to give credit to QConfirm after that round. They made it work. They're obviously able to get the plant down. I think the smoke all the way out of antechamber window onto the essentially the brick wall where the Buck was laying down behind was really smart as well, but I don't think it connected with him in the end. It would have been a good way to counter his place out there. Now we go back downstairs for the last sort of round here of the defensive half.
There we have it.
Yes, here it is.
Here it is. This is the replay we've been waiting for. And this is exactly what happened. Like, he shot the pigs. Alright, clear. But I need to go for the defuse, what he's thinking here. And he just taps once. Look at that, 20. 20 bullets. 19. Turns around, realizes someone is there, already dead. And continues to go for the defuse. That is such a nutty shot.
Unbelievable shots. Unbelievable scenes, because, I mean, unless we ask him, I don't know if it's... He did it because it was a pre-fire natural reaction to sort of just tap in that direction, or was, I mean, considering he was on his screen at the same time, was it just senses over, you know, reflexes?
I don't think it was a reflex, because if it's reflex, you don't just swing off to look at the diffuser at that time, right? Because you make sure he's dead. You don't flick back again and be like, oh, is he, you know? Because I think he responded to when he saw him, but at that moment he already killed him. And I'm not sure, I mean, we never know, right? I would say it's like the shot was just, you know, he just randomly clicks and it so happens to be that the head was in there rather than a reflex. But it could also be that it's a reflex. I mean, I'm not as like fast as these guys are, so it could definitely be.
Well, I praise QConfirm in the first rounds for their good pre-placed drones, and they've done it yet again here, giving them access to admin and top 4 very quickly, knowing that there would be no presence upstairs. They've still got many pre-placed drones around. We'll see whether or not they've been able to fix their mistake of the mid-round droning, which has stalled them out considerably on multiple of their attacking rounds. Producer Boom checking to see if anyone's around, and he'll drone himself now, which is okay, but Black Ray has a... Is that C4?
Oh, no!
That's a beautiful one! They had a yokai drone above him feeding intel, and that's an easy kill for Cyclops. One that came out of beautiful communication. Jackal aggressing onto the bathroom player as well. It's all up to the C7E and the carbine. Is he able to do it? Or are they going to assist from below?
I'm definitely assisting from above right here, holding off to an angle, making sure he's not in the first cubicle. Scan's now coming out, will maybe force him to move a bit, but no, he's actually staying put. Not moving whatsoever. Gatorada trying to get some support in, but Suzu will fall. He will be hunted down, tracked down by Jekyll, and removed off that board. Now he will be going a bit more aggressive here, back towards the yellow stairs, the original point that they wanted to go from. But keep in mind, they already lost their sledge. Most of their soft breach is gone. Of course, they still have that secondary shotgun and healthcare, and maybe some impacts and breachings. He's definitely not going to be helping, especially not when healthcare goes down like this. Was watched by Gator. Smoke will now not be tossed to secure him. He will be held back up by Lacolis. And within the last 30 seconds right now, they need to push. An opening will be created by Funlax, but it will be smoked off with 20 seconds to go. There's going to be one more smoke canister to try and stall things out. That means they need to drop hatches and move down these stairs, because there's no way they will be able to go through that bridge. As the Clash is also playing around there, smokes will be tossed in. Hajime with a kill onto Gator. Not sure if his main weapon is empty right here, but the Clash will be bullied just a little bit. It's not coming in yet. He's going to be able to turn it just in time. The plan now will go down. The 180 comes through, and it's Anaton to get that last kill. The cover from the Jekyll was not there yet, and it's going to be Cyclops to get that one going. And eventually, They take that lead again. And QConfirm trailing by just 1 round.
That round was wild. And this goes to show that if you aren't really good with time management on attack, that if you're going up against something like a clash and you leave dealing with the clash to the last second, that you are putting yourself in danger of losing the round based purely off time. Now, you might be the best team in the world, but if you run out of time, there's nothing you can do to salvage that round. Cyclops played that time. They played it really well there. I'm not sure exactly where the... I think obviously once the Jackal, I'm thinking of his name. Once the Jackal had been picked back up, he had to rotate all the way outside back to the breach, but at that time, there was just not enough time left. Better time management will suit QConfirm better here because they're on their last round of attack.
Last round indeed. QConfirm. Are you going to be able to get the 3-3 in? Or 3 in? Is that better?
3.
3. I don't know. I'll give up.
That last time you did it was perfect.
When I expected the least. That is
Yeah,
actually
it's
the
when
right
you just
one.
naturally let it flow, you say it really well.
Anyway. Cyclops. Are you going to be able to get that 4th one in? Or are we seeing a draw at the first half?
Well, I mean, Consulate's a pretty 50-50 defensive/attacking sided map. I think it's 48% defensive sided. So you're ever so slightly in APAC North more attacking sided, at least statistically, right? This entirely depends on the teams, etc. But look at this. Quick and swift entry from the attackers now. And they've actually decided that since lobby's clear, they're just going to rotate around and see if they can take that admin control. Where is Funlex with the diffuser now? I believe he's all the way over in admin, so no doubt in my mind they'll go for a projector push this time. And they'll do exactly what they did open last time. Top of Visa stairs wall, they'll open that up, get the long angle, and then they should open projector wall as well. It'll be all up to Lycolis, who should rappel up onto projector balcony and deal with the player playing in projector. And I think he wants to do it from underneath, but actually is very smart.
He can take out the table, of course, with one of his impacts. No, instead he's just going to be dropping down the hatch. He's going to be hunting down his player together with the Yana, I believe. Has got Arada's receiving some pressure. He will go down. He has been spotted out by the Jackal beforehand. Now they will deal with him. So instead of dealing with Projector, he wanted to deal with that one roamer and make sure they wouldn't be losing any members who were able to respond to it. Black Ray will be forced out as flashbangs will be going through that window on the yellow stairs. And with that, his ADSs will be cooked and he expects a grenade to be tossed right after. And here it is. The grenade is coming in. It's being tossed in, but eaten by an ADS. It's actually Soda. Bit of a shot landed there. Not enough yet to get that kill down.
It's really good how quickly they responded to the fact that they had a Jackal ping. They said, okay, he's downstairs, it's the pulse, he's got a C4, let's deal with him. And what a shot from Aegator onto the head there of Hajime, but he gets traded back and Suzuki gets one of his own SMG kills onto Healthcare. Now, like Hollis, Producer Boom, and Funlex, they're feeling the pinch, but it's okay. Producer Boom's got everything under control. Suzuki gets traded back. And this is what you want to see. You want to see teams highlighting getting those trades, getting those refrags, and evening the man count. A shield and a carbine player, but a Newton says, no shield for you, and puts himself in harm's way. Now it's just all up to the carbine player of Black Ray. Seen him clutch before, but he's up against two very capable QConfirm players. If he can deny the plant now, he might have a great chance of this, but like Collis has the connector control. And he's getting spotted the whole time as well, so they know his exact location. With a 7-second diffuse timer on the clock, it means he needs to speed things up. But he won't get far as Lycolis lays him down in Projector. And a round in the hands of QConfirm, which, well, given how back and forth it was that round, I don't think we could tell exactly which way that was going to go.
It was definitely too hard to tell that very time, that very moment, and we'll end up with the 3-3 half anyway. As Montaigne now being brought out by Cyclops, Capitao as well. Ying, I mean, we might see a 6-pick out of these because If I'm looking at like Cyclops,
which one gets 60?
I mean, yeah, we get Twitch, which we do not often see. We got Ying and we got Montaigne. Like, surely one would be picked out, or they're just gonna be like, this looks like a smoke. And where are we? Are we downstairs? No, we're lobby press. This is actually the perfect setup to deal with it. Just put a flash plant out. Asphyxiating bolts, smoke bolts, Ying Candelas. You just run after the Monty does a reverse plant, and there's nothing they can do.
Absolutely, especially if you smoke off the spiral stairs and you have someone who waits on the projected balcony to open it up when they go for the plant, then no one can look down at the verticals to try and stop it. That would be the way to go about it. Of course, we're going to see exactly what Cyclops have up their sleeve for us here on this particular round. Do you think they knew it would be lobby? Because this is a really good
it has to be.
Lineup
it's a
for lobby.
Like, I was going to say, it's a lobby composition. You wouldn't use this for bottom floor. You can use.
You
this
could
for
also
top
use
floor.
this for top. I mean, you could, but the Maverick makes me think not so much. And actually, the Maverick makes me think they thought they would go downstairs first, if anything.
Maybe like the Maverick is there as a backup, right? Because they didn't know for sure where they were going to be going, and the Maverick would still allow them to open up. In that sense.
I mean, given the types of downstairs pushes we've seen from APAC North teams, 9 times out of 10, I've seen them push a shield in garage and then throw Ying Candelas over black car and white van. So maybe they thought it was downstairs, but either way, this is a great composition, like you said, for lobby.
Attackers have recovered.
They will use it though. Doesn't seem to be a fast plant, at least. When I saw the composition, I was like, this is a fast plant. They want to get that diffuser down within the first 90 seconds. But instead, they are going to be aiming for an actual clear, getting that top floor control. And of course, it's really important to have that top floor control if you want to go for a push here. You cannot just not deal with it. You want to get rid of that smoke, mainly the smoke. That's the most annoying one if you're dealing with a fast plant, because yes, the echoes can stop you, but if you're planting in the smoke, they're not going to be able to see you, and the smokes can be counter smokes. So that's something to keep in mind, right, Jess?
Yeah, look, I love playing smoke myself, and you can use him in a multiplicity of different ways, but I think denying the plant is the most frustrating one as a player when you go for that 7-second defuse. And talking about smoke babes, one already gets expelled by Hajime from connector over onto the top Visa and projector door. It's going to be the pulse feeding information to the players upstairs as to how far these attackers are aggressing. But when you've got a shield in your face and Candela's raining around you, you are struggling to see. And wow, look at that. Even Anuchin getting smoked out, he still aggresses in and is able to get the kill. And this looks very convincing for Cyclops, getting 2 kills so far. But Producer Boom on the flank, he could do real damage here, and so can Funlex.
Carlos is still up here as well as he now drops down that hatch. It's going to be another kill to come in. Funlex taken out by Suzu. It's only up to Producer Boom now upstairs to try and shut down these players of Cyclops, who would potentially be looking for a plant. Might still have 1 Candela left. They definitely have some smokes left onto the Capitao, I would dare to say. If that's the case, there we go. Still full utility onto the Capitao. No Candela, however. There's still going to be enough to try and go for an execute. As soon as they find out where they can go from. But rappelling back down, we might see a piano push, I would say. The way things are going right now. Anderton will be spotting out the player. Gadarada just moves in and gets that kill. So to Producer Boom now. Moves in from the back of spiral stairs into the circle desk. Going up to the antechamber, spots out onto that Monty. Knows one is the bathroom as well. There's really nothing he can do. He tries to deny the plants, but he will be taken down. Anderton able to use that. Monty, get that 2nd or 3rd kill even with this operator here. And this is what you often see. Just crouching so the feet cannot be shot. And hope for the best. The tight spread of the pistol will hit them.
It's I don't know how to break this down and analyze this, because the funny thing about a Newton being on the Montaigne is that he's the Ash main for Cyclops. So I'm sitting here bewildered out of my mind that instead of playing his Ash Sophia that we would usually see him play, being one of the main fraggers for his lineup, they're throwing him on the shield, or he himself is picking up the shield. Whether or not that was because of his poor performance last game, he had a negative KD of 2, and he barely was neutral on his entries. He had something like a 0.4 KPR, so he wasn't doing well last game on the Ash, even though I felt like it looked like he might have been. He just didn't have the impact that he, I guess, should have had as a main fragger for his team. And this time they said, well,
maybe he's the player that feels most comfortable on the Monty.
I mean, that too, of course, but you've got to always ask yourself, if you take a main fragger off a fragging operator, what's the purpose? And the purpose is that Newton seems to have this really balanced idea as to exactly how to use Monty. When to aggress up, when to fully shield, when to unshield, when to bait the fact that they're about to ADS at you. He seems to have a real good grasp of Monty as an operator.
Does going aggressive when it's necessary, and like just walking through that smoke, that was the right thing to do, because like the Candelas came out, you don't want to let them, because too often we see Candelas to be tossed in and we do not see any reply from the attacking team off it. And yes, you might take some damage from that smoke, so be it. You get that kill, that's way more important than that 30-40 points of damage you might take. And he was completely blind anyway. There's nothing he could do in that case. He could maybe toss out another gas canister, but you're going to be guaranteed to get that kill. So I really like what Anderson did there. Just going aggressive, not being too passive on his plays.
Well, looks like... Ooh, Hijime. Barely walking away with your life there. Candela's raining out like crazy. Looks like they want entry onto site, and they want it now, but it doesn't really matter because, well, when you look at the given side, it's downstairs, and confused me for a moment with how many Candelas they were committing to this particular upstairs push. Of course, like you said before, they need upstairs control. Yellow stairs spotted. Healthcare goes down to just under 50 HP. Whether or not he still decides to aggress is up to him.
Guided C4 to Goyo. The Goyo, there we go. Goyo's guiding it, but it's going to be going too wide. Now they're just waiting for him to walk back in there. New C4 will be tossed in. Just quickly trying to guide. He's going to be calling now, you or me, you or me. He's in between both of them. And instead he will be walking out of the range. And neither of these C4s will hit Ganorada. Has no clue, I was going to say how lucky he is, but there we go. The kill will eventually come in. Hajime will be able to get a kill up as well. We could maybe see QConfirm trying to fight it back yet again. And, well, we said it before, they might just wanted to run this as like some sort of rush gun, but it just seems to be their composition onto the attack right now. As Black Ray picks up the kill onto Hajime. For the second time in a row, we see the unchanged setup to be brought out. It's just Anderson dead on the Monty this time. It's going to be hurting him quite a bit.
Yeah, I missed where he went down, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that was upstairs in the top floor when they tried to take that, but they still have 3 players, several very key fraggers for the sides of Cyclops. And as they push downstairs, it looks like they want to displace any of the possible C4 players below before they try to commit to getting onto site. It is a lobby take, and there is a pulse on the board. Suzuki will take out healthcare. That was the one that was pressuring them on yellow. So now all Cyclops need to do, if they can get one more pick, this plan seems ever so possible. Grenades raining up through the hatch, but Lycolis will dodge it.
Yeah, Black Ray descending these yellow stairs. Producer Boom has no clue. He might be showing his back soon. The pre-fire will definitely give away his position. Producer Boom doesn't seem to be too worried about it though, as the 3 members of Cyclops will be walking up from this area. Smokes will be tossed in, and there comes the execute. Producer Boom, you need to move in now, but he misses his shots and he will go down. It's Funlix to pick up a kill as well, and it's only up to Gator now. He's in a one-on-one situation up against the Echo. It's going to be Funlix to take him down through that smoke. As QConfirm to win the round, as he realized he was indeed coming through there. Oh, the smoke just faded at the moment he got those shots in at the right timing. And thus, QConfirm bringing it back to 4-4. We are not done yet with this matchup. Neither of these teams are refusing to give up the major spot, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we can't stress it enough. There's so many teams who have already confirmed their spot for the mini-major. And these 2 teams, well, only one of them can walk away with that last spot. And of course, we'll have to check the standings after this matchup to make sure that Hap's mathematics and all of his numbers actually, you know, give us the right answer between whether or not it's QConfirm or Cyclops who will go to the mini-major. But you said without a doubt, whoever wins this should go, yes?
Whoever wins this should indeed go. There is a very little difference in between points, and with the tiebreakers, how they currently are, I think indeed that the team that wins will be rising a substantial amount.
Whew. That's a lot of pressure for these players, especially now knowing that this one match will decide whether or not they get to play Siege for, what, the next month? At least on a competitive level of this nature, yeah?
Well, not just that. Also for points into the 6 Invitational. Or, you know, the best 16 teams at the end of the year with, you know, the most points will be invited to.
5 seconds left before insertion.
And we have 4 more open qualifier spots. And then you might say, is that the 4 out of best region that get invited? No, there's going to be a global standings. And the top 16 out of those global standings will be invited. Of course, we were supposed to have like these on-site majors where we get the top 4 of each region. But hey, now we're doing it differently. It's a transition year. We're being flexible. Can't complain about it. We got competitive siege. That's all we want, right?
Love a little bit of versatility. And talking about versatility, here comes that Maverick. No Monty this time. And Newton going back to the Ash. And oh, good night. Producer Boom will send Black Ray back to his grave. He barely escapes with his life as well and comes bursting through a wall, losing 5 HP as well. Not sure about that decision, but he wanted out of there and he wanted out now.
He reset
They're
himself.
going to reset him. That's a great little decision there, considering he'll walk away now with about 20 HP. And, well, finally, after about 150 bullets, the wall will get opened.
He almost lost a 1v1 to the wall there, but manages to survive. Not sure how he downed himself. I guess he just tossed himself through another wall as well. I'm not sure.
Surely.
Anyway, he jumped up the hatch again, so he's playing in Visa. Because it's Oryx. So he, you know, the hatch is opened up, he just jumps back up and have anything to worry about. There we go. See it again. Just checking. Oh my god, this is so smart.
Oh my god, that angle.
That's so smart. He just
Somebody screenshot that.
Oh
this
my
is like
god.
Reddit karma farming times 7,000.
I didn't realize what he was doing until I saw what he's I'm like, why are you watching? I'm like, oh, he's watching. This is such a good information game. And there's no way someone's going to be getting you like that. Like, unless they snake peek you, you can already be long gone by then.
Well, more than half the round has elapsed, and it looks like they want to do an archives push. Looks like they're cooking all of their candelas, getting their smokes ready. There's so much intel on them, and there's 5 full players from QConfirm ready to receive them. The hatch opens up above them, and, well, just because you ping it doesn't mean that anyone can be able to stop it. Like Collis will start things off, and Newton goes down on the Ash, and so does Gatarada. Oh, Suzuki clapping back. In fact, he's going for a Talus plant instead. He'll start the plant, but Hajimi's still alive. He's got a C4 in hand. This is an easy denial. Rips it up, throws it up.
Oh, plant's gone down. At least the plant gone down. It doesn't matter in the end. It's producer for him to you know, defuse it with his 5 HP that he had left. And QConfirm will be able to win round number 9. Themselves up 1 on that scoreboard. But that Oryx play, I got to say, is one of the most creative ways I've seen him work out so far. Just look underneath the castle barricade because your head will not be shot out unless there is like a burst of like an impact with someone pre-firing you in that case. Beautifully played, well found.
I'm seriously impressed by that. I don't know if that happened by accident, because quite oftentimes things like that do happen by accident. You just manage to notice those things as they just happen.
That's a strat. Like, you open up the hatch for a reason. They have to have jumped through that beforehand, right? It's not
that
like
castle goes on the double door. Just as a meta thing anyway. It's a common default castle spot. So I think what would have happened is as he wanted to jump up and rotate, he saw the line of sight he could have, and it's such an advantageous line of sight. Why not use it to your effect? I think that's a great one. I don't think teams will, you know, take Oryx just to do that. I don't think it's that advantageous, but it's definitely good.
Yeah, if you run Oryx anyway and he has to fall back, you can get some nice information out. Definitely like that one. It's a new way, and we might see this like being adopted into other maps as well, where Castle is being brought. Maybe Clubhouse could have some use for it.
Maybe.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll have to spitball some stuff later. I know we've got a couple of content days coming up where we might be able to throw some things together for the community.
How to use Oryx.
Creative ways to use Oryx with Hap and Jess. With Hapgoat.
Get coconut bra out of customers, dude. We're gonna steal them all.
Yeah, very true. Well, the shield is back for Anaton, and as someone gracefully put before, Anaton doesn't need Ash to frag out. He can do it with a shield as well. I very much agree. But it looks like he'll also be droning just to start off with, to make sure as he enters he's completely safe. And Gator will get to work on the wall. Looks like they're far more focused on the site this time in the execute, which might work in their favor.
What if all along this was the actual site that they chose these operators for, and now they're going to be finally able to go for the execute they were hoping to find for so long. I'm trying to find the echo drones. You see that? Twitch looking up onto the roof, onto the ceiling to find some good utility. It's 3 ADS is gone. That will hurt. That will hurt a lot on the likes of QConfirm. And Black Ray able to get his drone out as well, back into the middle of side, let the charges recharge slowly, so we can continue the hunt for other utility later.
What a close match. This is what you love to see. Looks like Monty's job is to hold off yellow stairs here, which is probably a pretty good use for him. He'll also be able to get some yellow pings out so that the attacking members of QConfirm, or I should say Cyclops rather, are able to know exactly what they're moving in on. I think that top line of sight over allows anyone to jump up on the car later on in time and be able to hold anyone rotating. And it looks like they'll bait out with a little bit of a fire first. Lycolis is ready and prepared. He should have a C4 in hand, and now the Candelas rain down for the execute.
I mean, it did take down all the utility, well, except for the Wamai discs, but of course the Candela would still go off. We're just trying to bait out these smokes now, and Gadarada will start things off by taking down Lycolis. So you see Producer Boom taking his place. He's going to be going in the exact same place because they know that the plant and the defuse and execute will be coming through this place. And there we go. Next incendiary bolt countered off by the asphyxiating bolt. Smoke grenades now being tossed in. That will surely indicate that the plant is coming in soon. With 40 seconds left, Anaton trying to push, but he has to be careful because he cannot over-aggress right here. Candela will stick on the other side of the wall. Gadarada will go in, finds one that's completely blinded, finds two that are completely blinded, goes for the triple as Healthcare is trying to peek aggressively there, but he dies by Anaton. It's a flawless round from Cyclops. They're not done yet. They might have lost the last round, but they're definitely striking back here. The Monty back again. Into the ADS, getting that last final kill, and Cyclops able to bring it up to 5-5. And I'm sure we're getting to see overtime here.
When I said that I thought they were focusing on the execute, I didn't mean to that veracity. I didn't mean absolutely come in and destroy every single QConfirm player as you go down for that execute. I more just meant, you know, maybe you can get the plant off. But there was a lot of magnets there that dealt with the bolts of Capitao. And I think a lot of people forget because we don't see a lot of Capitao play, nor its function with a magnet, is that it can also, it's the only gadget in the game, a magnet, that can connect with a crossbow bolt in that fashion. So if you want to be able to counter a Capitao, a Wamai magnet is really the only way you can go about it. So it did catch it, it did displace it. And it sort of threw Cyclops back just a little bit. But it didn't matter in the end. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And Anaton, really good job on that shield. Now, obviously, Cyclops now, no more shield.
Yeah, you're saying right now, because I think it's the case, like, Capitao countered up by the Wamai, but then I saw Shas saying the other day, in, like, Shas from G2, what if you use Capitao to counter Wamai? Because he has, like, 4 smoke bolts, and he has 3 flash grenades. That's 7 throwables. You can take 1 ADS and all the discs to displace them. I don't think that was the case here. It could be because Candelas flew in afterwards, so they might just be trying to get rid of all the utility because they already took out of the 3 ADSs and maybe just shot in these arrows to deal with the magnets that could be placed.
Maybe. It didn't look like they had too many drones, so quite possibly they weren't even sure that there were magnets on the top of the roof. But here comes one of the clones, and, well, the cardiac sensor won't pick her up because she's not real. And it gives her a bit of intel that someone is playing over towards Projector. Lycolis will come zooming up to the Visa. Sees a drone, gets spotted out. And now Suzy C is ever so worried about a Visa door run out.
They are indeed. This Gadarada decides to go in from top into console. Lycolis will continue to gain information. Playing around with that cardiac sensor. Medics, you have the best transitions ever. You see, like, the Twitch drone being tossed out and, like, he goes on it, and then we see it's a drone on site from Gator. Like, this is how we got confused about the Gemini, most likely.
Very likely, but instead of using his Twitch drone for the likes of the yokais, he decides to use it for the default cams, and at least, well, he won't be making the mistake that Oxygen did yesterday, getting spotted out by those default cams, so they'll be dispatched with. Now, like Hollis, he feels pretty safe down below, being able to scan those who are ravaging in from above, and it is a top floor hold, and a very deep one at that. The yokais aren't able to spot anyone yet. It's going to be all up to Lycolis to be able to give this intel.
Oh, this C4 is going to be wasted because this was still outside the window. Colorado not going to be able to be picked up by that. He wouldn't be too upset about that one. He has to be careful because there's two people playing around right here in the East Corridor. He's Producer Boom close, and it's the pulse soon to follow. Most likely the pre-fires come through, but Gatorado will be able to do a lot of damage right there onto Producer Boom. He will stay alive, however. The farmer's not quick enough, apparently, to get that kill. And that's a strange thing to say. The farmer's that is not quick enough. Discs being counted here or being catching out some of these flashbangs of Anaton. Now moving through. He needs to get this top floor control. Producer Boom, however, will deny that. Let's pick up two.
Good
Both
run
Suzu,
out.
indeed, good run out. And Black Ray. And right now it's 30 seconds left, and Cyclops there on one man down.
Hey, Gator, how are you losing out on this? But he finally capitalizes and takes out Producer Boom. There's only 17 seconds left, and if Cyclops want to win this out, they need to get this plant down. They need to get it down now. It's all up to Gutterata. He's the one with the F2. He should not be the one planting. He should be the one covering. But they've got the yokai above. There's one stun. Can he get rid of this yokai drone? Can his teammate get rid of the yokai drone? No, he can't. It's going to be all over. And
no, they went for the kill.
No.
They went for the kill. They're actually, like, he stunned too early. He stunned when there was a little bit of time left. He went back into that plant. He needed to get a second yokai in control for that. And there was no time. But of course, he was not really in a good position as well to try and get that stun in. So, like, he tried it. But he was way too early on that stun. And now Cyclops, anyway, are going to be on match point. They're going to be on major points right here. A major qualification point, Jess.
Oh, I mean, look, it's not unusual for an Echo to sort of be deep in bathroom that way, but why he was standing up in full line of sight of the bathroom door was probably his big demise there, alongside, you know, stunning 1 second too early. I mean, we've seen players from all tier levels do it before. They don't count the full 7 seconds. They don't wait for the player to believe that they're getting the plant off and then stun them at the last second. And if he was to do that, that round would have gone very differently. And now, QConfirm must win this next round if they want to stay in contention for that mini-major spot. If they do not, Cyclops will walk away with a win and the last mini-major position. You said before, these mini-major positions are very important. You accrue points towards the 6th invitation. You accrue points just in general in your standing. And without it, you're going to be kicking yourself over one round.
The top 4 relegates, the top 6 gets points, anything in between. Well, it might be some prize money, but that's about it. And these players, they don't play for the prize money, Jess. They play for the fame. They play for being the best that they can be.
Attackers are moving out.
Of course, the prize money it's a nice extra, right? But you don't.
I mean, then you can buy all of the Pro League set skins.
They're almost gone.
They're beautiful. I mean, well, then they can buy them quicker.
Yeah, buy quick. Come on, buy quick.
Yeah.
Quick entry, as we talk about quick, from Suzu right here. Quickly taking that top floor control, using that sensor, knowing no one has traversed throughout this area.
Well, he had good pre-placed drones as well, and looks like he'll drone himself for the most part throughout top floor. The site is all the way down in garage, so if they want to be able to take this, they'll need top floor control, they'll need piano control, and they need to be aware that there is also a bathroom hold. And most of the time you deal with that by being able to pinch and maybe even possibly toss in some utility like grenades or candelas. And they've moved in very fast, so if I'm Hajime right now, I'm feeling the pinch.
Definitely feeling the pinch. Hajime. He knows that they're coming for him. Meantime, wall has been opened up. Anaton quick on that. Cyclops putting down the pressure, they're putting down the pedal. Trying to get the foot between the door, but as I say that, Producer Boom will be able to get Gator. For some reason wants to go for a breaching charge there. He's probably not aware of the fact that someone was playing at the bottom of Spiral. That's exactly what the what the breaching charge was supposed to counter. In line of sight there on that door. Spots will come through though. Gotta be aware of one of the players, and that is the Warden right here. Ascending the spiral stairs. Black Ray, however, will be able to get a return. It's Hajime to go down. 80 seconds, Jess.
Whew. It is all in the hands of Cyclops now. If they can capitalize on this round, they don't need to move to overtime. They're on attack, and we've seen them do great things on attack. Pre-fires raining through over onto cafeteria, and that bulletproof will get disposed of as well by a grenade. Good use of getting rid of that intel. There should still be yokais available to Funlex, and I'm not sure where they are, but he has a good punch hole line of sight here with debris bouncing around all over his line of sight, and they've got Warden to counter the Candelas.
I don't see any yokais, Jess.
Oh, Lycolis is he's the big red flag here. If he can counter and look through these smokes and Candelas, he'll be the playmaker. Funlex goes down. Even if there was going to be yokais, they are no longer going to be used. And Newton runs in. Does the player go down, or do they make a play and now they can't?
They're definitely not going to be able to do anything. It's all up to healthcare now. He's finding himself on a 1v4, but he gets shot in the back. Suzu will be able to get him. They tried to counter smoke. They tried to deal with it. But I believe that the IQ already took care of the yokais, Jess. And in this case, it is going to be Cyclops with an almost perfect last round, which will most likely, most definitely qualify them for the mini-major in APAC. I'm just going to be confirming that right now real quick, just to make sure that we're not setting people up with false expectations. Well, there were already 6, so they secured that spot for sure. They're not being overtaken by anyone. Might even end up just a little bit higher. But it's Cyclops that will be finding themselves up in that mini-major in the top 6 teams in APAC North. And they fought hard for it for sure.
They absolutely deserved that one. That was a match to go into the books. And of course, if you're hitting the mini-major, you know that you're one of those teams to look out for. They've settled their name in stone. We'll throw it over to the analysts who were able to break it down for the very last time here in the first stage. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We will see you next stage.
Thank you so much. I